This is the inside of the Coachman Chiltington RS. If I firstly move to the main control panel, we can turn the 12 volt on the master switch just here. Directly beneath that we have the main isolator for all of the onboard lights. These can then all be individually turned on and off on their own switches. Water pump on and off just here. We need the water pump on so we can get water out of the taps and fill the boiler if it has been drained down. Awning light on and off just here, and the awning light can also be turned on and off on the alarm fob. To see the voltage of the leisure battery, just press here. If I now move down to the Truma control panel for the heating and hot water system, you'll see at the moment that it's just displaying the time, and we've also got a little symbol just here indicating that we're currently connected to mains electricity. If I now press here, you'll see that we have a series of icons appear, and as I begin to rotate the button they will start to flash. So if we start with the first icon just here, this is for the heating. So if I now click on that, you'll see that the heating is off. And if I now begin to rotate the button, we can pick whatever temperature we would like it to be inside the caravan, right the way up to 30 degrees. So once you've decided on a temperature, press the button to store it in, and you'll now see a little flame that's appeared above just here. That flame just represents the heating system, and it's just letting you know that you've set a parameter. Whenever the heating is in operation, the flame will begin to flash, and it will continue to flash until it's achieved the temperature you have asked. If I now press the button again and I move across to the next icon, this one is for your hot water. So again, if I now click on it, you'll see that hot water is off, and if I rotate, I can heat hot water to about 40 degrees. And if I rotate again, I can heat hot water to about 60 degrees. And if I rotate again, we can also perform a boost on the boiler. The boost was mainly designed for if there's going to be more than one of you having showers in quick succession of each other, or if you just want hot water very quickly. If you do perform the boost and the heating's running, it will turn the heating off as it needs to use the extra power. And again, the icon will continue to flash until it's achieved the temperature you have asked. The next icon is power source. So currently, to do both heating and hot water, I am using mains electricity using 2 kilowatts, indicated by the 2 lightning strikes just here. If I rotate the button, I can lower the power consumption to 1 kilowatt, which is very handy if you're on a low amp site to try and avoid tripping. If you have both power sources available to you, you can run in dual fuel, so a mixture of gas and mains at 2 kilowatts, or a mixture of gas and mains at 1. These two settings are very handy, especially in the colder months of the year, to get you up to temperature nice and quickly. It will only consume gas as it's required. And then lastly, if we do not have any main supply, we can solely run on gas. Next we have the circulation fan for the heating system. So we can run the fan in eco, high or boost. And if you do turn off the heating and the hot water, you can also use it to vent the caravan on a warm day. If I now drop to the lower icons, this first one here is for a basic timer. So you can set when you would like the timer to begin, and then when you would like the timer to end. And then once you've done that, you can then set what you would like on within that time period. Once you've set it all, timer on or off, if I now activate the timer icon will come up here, and whenever the timer is active it will flash, and as you can see these settings then apply. If I now go back to it, I can turn it back off again, and it will then go back to the previous settings. Next we have clock set, and then lastly we have a little picture of a spanner, and this is for the settings menu. So within the settings menu we have index, which is really for the technicians. It just lets them know what software it's running. Brightness of this screen. Language. Full factory reset. And offset for the onboard thermostat. So if you don't think it's quite correct, you can just slightly alter it by a few degrees if required. The thermostat is just located here. From time to time, these control panels can throw up error codes. There will usually be something relatively basic. So at the moment I'm running the system on mains electricity. So if I was to trip or pull the mains lead out, it would then error code. Same would happen if I was trying to run it on gas and the gas bottle wasn't turned on or depleted, etc. An error code will appear as a warning triangle, and you will get a series of numbers and letters on the screen. The easiest way to find out what the problem is to either look in the instruction manual or just Google it. Once you have found out what the problem is, if it's something easily rectified, once you've rectified it, 9 times out of 10 the error code will just automatically disappear. If that is not the case, just go back to the warning triangle and then just double click on it, and then it will usually say no error and then just disappear. If that doesn't work, if you've still got anything running like I have at the moment, just turn them all back off again, because it can reassess a lot faster when it's not trying to do lots of things at once. If you still have the error code, I then always suggest just going into the settings menu and doing the factory reset, because sometimes that's all that is required. Directly beneath that we just have the external TV and satellite points. This satellite point here just goes directly to the satellite point in the battery locker. 12 volt and a main socket just here. If I now just move to the bench seat just here and remove the cushions, and I now lift up, you will see the Truma boiler just here. The main thing you need to know about the boiler is how to drain it down for either travel or winterization. It's done on the 2 drain levers just here. We have one for the cold feed and one for the hot feed. Before draining down, do make sure that the water pump is turned off, and then it is just a matter of lifting up both levers and it will then begin to drain all the water out of the boiler underneath the caravan. If you are fully winterizing the caravan, I always then suggest that you do go around and open up all of the taps as well, because this will help release any airlocks in the system and help it drain down far more efficiently. When it comes to refilling the boiler, close all the taps, close both drain valves, and then once you've filled up your aqua roll and dropped in the submersible, turn on the water pump, and then it will begin to refill the boiler. Let the pump run for a few minutes and then begin opening up the taps. They'll cough and splutter a bit as they force the air out of the system. Once the water is running freely on both hot and cold, reclose, and then the system will fully reprime itself. As you can see, the water pump just sits here, so it's not like a more traditional caravan where you have a submersible pump in the aqua roll itself. The water is pumped from the aqua roll through this onboard pump just here. This part here is just the surge dampener for the water pump. Also in here we just have the alarm box just here. We then have the control board for the power touch motor mover. If for any reason you are struggling to connect the handset to the control board, you can press the reset button just here, and once you've done that, just press both on buttons on the handset and it will re-sync the handset back up again. We then have the fuse for the motor mover just there, and then just tucked just down here there is the main fuse off the leisure battery, just down there. You can just about see it. If I now just flap the front open just here, you can see the consumer unit. So we have the main strip switches just here. So we've got the individual MCBs, main RCD, and then the test button just here. So if anything is not working on main supply, just check to see if you've tripped at this location here. Directly beneath that are the 12 volt fuses, and again they're all labelled up, so if anything is not working on 12 volt, just check to see if you've blown a fuse. The battery charger for the Caravan sits in the back of the consumer unit just here, so just make sure that there is adequate ventilation to avoid it from overheating. Underneath the opposite bench seat, you just literally have storage. PIR sensor for the alarm just there. Then we have the chest of drawers with the pull-out tabletop just here. Radio just here, on and off on the button that says SRC, and then this will also switch you between your radio, your auxiliary and CD if you had one in. Volume control just here, and search for radio stations just here.
Loads of
or vice versa, change tracks. To go into its settings menu, just press the volume button in, and then you can then go in, change your treble, your bass, your illumination, etc. This is your back button just here, and then you have a nice easy graphic equalizer just here. Eject your CD on this button here. In the overhead locker just here, we have the television aerial. So on and off just here, you'll see this cable just here. This one runs directly to the TV point in the battery locker. So if you are going to use that external TV point, what you need to do is unscrew this one here and then plug this one in here. It does tell you how to do it on the little sticker just here. Thetford fridge just here, on and off on the button just here. To pick your power source, just hold the button in just here, and you'll see it begin to flash. Use your arrows. So we can run the fridge on main supply with a picture of the 2-pin plug. We can put it onto 12 volt maintain, which is what we need it on if we want to keep the fridge cold whilst we're towing. And we can run it on gas. Once you've decided on a power source, press the grey button again. This will then move you across to the temperature control, and again use your arrows to pick your temperature. And then if I press the middle button again, it will then select that. So we're now running the fridge on main supply at this level just here. If I now hold it down again, we can pop it onto gas. These particular fridges auto ignite themselves. If it fails to light, it will begin to flash at you and you'll get a red flashing light just here. If you think it may just be down to a bit of air in the system, just literally turn the fridge off and turn it back on again, and then it will try again. If there's a problem with the fridge in any shape or form on any power source, it will flash at you and go red just here. Reason being at the moment is because we're not hitched up to a tow vehicle with the engine running. Freezer box at the top. And then we have the little venting arm just here to hold the fridge door on ajar when it's not in use. Hob just here, so we've got the electric hot plate. This will work when the caravan is connected to main supply, and it operates just here, and the red light comes on to let you know it's in operation. We then have the 3 gas rings, and it's just a matter of pushing in, twisting and pushing the igniter. Beneath that we have the grill. And then the oven. Directly beneath the oven we have the traditional pots and pans storage cupboard. Also in here we have a plug plugged in, which is for the electric hot plate. In the cupboard beside that you will find the majority of the gas isolation taps for the caravan. So we have heating and hot water, fridge and the cooker. They're all in the on position, and quite frankly they can stay like that. I always say if you do smell gas in the caravan, go to the source and turn off the gas bottle. Microwave just here. And again, this will work when the caravan's connected to main supply. Microwave plate just there. Then we have the usual start, stop, and then all the power settings, defrost, etc. just here. Omnivent fan just here. So to use this, firstly wind up the roof vent. And then the middle button turns the unit on. And then we have arrows out for extraction and arrows in for cooling, and it's variable fan speed just by pressing. Do make sure that all roof vents are closed for travel. Caravan door locked, unlocked, and then open. Then if we move to the rear, we have the washroom. So we have the Thetford toilet just here. To open to the cassette, just slide the grey lever across, and then a push to flush on the top just here. Level indicator just here, so this will illuminate to let you know when the cassette needs emptying. And then close back up again. If this has been left open and you try to remove the cassette from the outside, it will not come out. So if you do feel resistance, just make sure nobody's left it open. Shower cubicle just here. Do make sure that the shower screen is fully secure for travel. And then we have the basin. And then the wardrobe. Directly beside the wardrobe we have the location of the freestanding table just there. And the light switch for the washroom is just here. With the beds you can either have two good size singles or you can have a double. With the double, just slightly lift up and pull the slats across like so, and then it's just a matter of dropping in the back cushions. Some people flip the cushions over because they're then less bumpy, but it is just down to personal preference.